Common position you'll find yourself in when you're in your opponent's guard in MMA is the MMA lockdown. This is where your opponent has an overhook on one of your arms and the other arm has a collar tie controlling your head. Your opponent wants to keep your posture broken and trap one arm so you cannot strike with power. The first thing you want to do is bring your free arm right up to your forehead, then put your palm on your opponent's bicep and push off to break his grip on your head. Then you want to step the same side leg that your arm is trapped in up and beside your opponent's arm, blocking the elbow. To remove the overhook, start circling your arm clockwise, and as your elbow becomes free, lift it up vertically. Then you want to immediately control your opponent's wrist, and from there you have a free shot to the face. You will probably land a shot or two from there, but you can expect your opponent to start defending and trying to counter after that. So here, after controlling the wrist and landing a strike, you want to go back to controlling your opponent's bicep to maintain control. When you feel ready, step your leg up again to posture and do more damage. As mentioned before, your opponent won't just sit there and eat punches. A very common defense is to hook the leg and either look to transition into X-guard or tip you over. So anticipating your opponent to reach for your leg, be ready to trap the arm as it comes. Sit on the arm, and here you have a few free shots to the face. Of course, your opponent at this point will be scrambling, bridging, and essentially freaking out, and they will eventually wiggle their arm out and probably escape sooner rather than later. So once you feel the arm slipping out, don't fight it, just regain bicep control. Then you repeat the same thing. You can throw small, weaker strikes on your knees, or you can post on your leg again and throw bombs. And if your opponent hooks your leg, repeat the arm trapping. Now someone more experienced won't just stay on their back, they will try to stand back up. So from the palm on bicep control, one thing your opponent is likely to do is to step on your hips. You never want your opponent's feet on your hips because they can start pushing you away and look for submissions. Georges St. Pierre is a great example. If you go back to watch his fights, he never allows his opponents to step on his hips. So one thing I like to do is to immediately pop to my feet and pull a foot off. If I pop to my feet and wait too long, you can see that the bottom person can rhino kick and just push me off and stand back up. So after dragging a feet off, drop a big punch. Then look to pull the other foot off and come back with another punch. From here, push your opponent's knees together and pinch them in between your two knees. Your opponent will be stuck in a very uncomfortable position, and from there you can continue your ground and pound.
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself.
Another option, if your opponent steps on your hips, is to transition into floating guard. So when your opponent steps on your hips, pop to your feet and push one leg in between your two legs. You want to essentially sit on the shin of the leg you push down and staple your knee onto your opponent's other leg while you push down on your opponent's biceps. From here, you can throw some strikes or look to pass the guard. My favorite options from here is the smash pass, X pass, or knee cut. Comment below if you guys want to see a tutorial on the floating guard passes.
Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah.
Now another common thing that your opponent can look to do when you stand in your opponent's guard is the lumberjack sweep. So here your opponent steps on your hips and you pop to your feet. Your opponent can shoot their legs through and grab onto your heels. Then shoot their hips up as they pull back on your heels, sweeping you. If you do nothing, your opponent will climb to mount, but instead you're going to pinch your knees and bridge. Your opponent will be stuck in this position. From there, push their legs up into the air and sit up. Then shoot one arm in between the legs and grab hold of one thigh. Post on your free hand and opposite side leg, and spin to side control.
Never slow till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm